her strength, she says, "This is nothing. I will definitely take care of it."
Yeah. I knew she was gonna die. I didn't expect it to be like that. Oh my god. Why did... Holy Skadoodle, bro. You know who it is, you know who it's not. Digger. And you might be like, Digger, this is a pretty weird video to be reacting to, bro. The Nuzlocke comic that was too realistic. Since when do you care about it? Shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Okay? Listen, bro. Many of you wouldn't know this, but I'm actually a Pokemon YouTuber. I know that's insane when you look at all my recent videos and they're all fucking reaction videos, but I promise you, I'm a Pokemon YouTuber. I've been playing Pokemon for fucking so long, since I was a baby, bro. I've been playing Pokemon since I was 4 fucking years old. I've been Pokemoning since I was a Pokemon myself, a little pocket monster, man. And listen, I'm not one of these Nuzlocke comic LARPers, bro. I'm in this shit. I'm in the trenches, okay? I've been in it. Listen, bro. I've been doing Nuzlocks for so fucking long. I got Nuzlocks on my channel, Nuzlocks off my channel, Nuzlocks on Twitch, bro. I've been Nuzlocking. I've been the Nuzlocker. I've read the ancient texts, the ancient scrolls. I've read Tales of Sinnoh and Myths of Unova. I've read Jet's Black Nuzlocke. Listen, I know it's not finished. I'm waiting. I really am. I've read all the fucking Kit Fox Crimson Nuzlocks. I've read some of On Borrowed Time. I've read some of Finding Your Roots. I was caught up for a while and then I dropped off a little bit. I've read some of P&P's Adventures. I've read most of Deadly Sins. You know, I'm caught up a little bit. I'm not really caught up on Deadly Sins, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm a scholar of Nuzlocke comics. And one individual in my community, within my Discord, really wants me to make really wants me to write something about my Ultra Sun Randomizer Nuzlocke, similar to a Nuzlocke comic, but simply in writing. And I will say, I've read a very good Pokemon fanfiction called Pedestal. It's so fucking goated. You should read it. If you haven't read it, read it. It's so good. And I was like, it's pretty good, but I don't want to take all my inspiration from Pedestal. And I've read all these comics, and I was like, you know what? Might as well get something dark and gritty for a little bit of inspiration. So I'm using this for inspiration for the Ultra Sun Nuzlocke fanfic. All right, here we go.
Hey, Kato. I know it can be scary to be in a fight, and that's okay. It's normal.
You're finna die.
But don't let it consume you.
Oh,
remember,
fuck.
One day, everyone may rely on you again. This is a dark Nuzlocke comic called It's a Hard Life. The link is in the description if you want to read it, but if you're like me and need convincing, keep watching.
I definitely won't need convincing. I'm gonna read this after I watch this video. Like, come on, there's just no way I'm not going to. I've read the ancient texts.
Dive into spoilers.
Also, fucking Mokapon. That's not a Nuzlocke comic, I don't think. I don't remember if it is, but Mokapon, really good. Read that shit.
Also, this video took a long time to make, so if you want more content
like
this, please subscribe so I know to keep making more of it.
Don't worry, bro. I will.
I distinctly remember reading this comic back when I was in middle school, and if you don't know, the way these comics usually work is a person will complete their Nuzlocke run and then write a story or draw a comic to fit the narrative of who survives and who doesn't. Also, for those who don't know what a Nuzlocke is, they're simply a way to make Pokemon games more challenging by adding the rules that you see on screen right now. Ever since the first Pokemon Nuzlocke comic, Pokemon Hard Mode, the internet has been filled with people making their own fan comics.
Hey, P&Ps! That's a classic, bro. Let's go.
Telling their own run through any given Pokemon game, and every Nuzlocke.
I mentioned that one.
You arrive in your hometown, your mom kicks you out of the house to sleep with the professor, and then you have to pick your starter. Arguably, this is the most important.
That's what happens in this one? Some clean underwear in your bag. Jesus. 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 Oh no. This could never happen. This could never happen to me though. Jesus Christ.
Professor, and then you have
that's
to
not going in the
pick your
fanfic.
starter. Arguably, this is the most important choice you have to make. And
It
after
is.
picking your cute little Bulbasaur, your rival challenges you to a battle.
Pick
And
the
after you win
Metagross.
your first battle, you go
My
on to
randomizer.
Oh.
Holy
yeah,
fuck.
So this comic is gory. Back then, I loved anything slightly edgy. I mean, there's a reason my favorite Pokemon is Darkrai, and look at this guy.
Yeah,
So
you're a fucking
I binged
edgelord.
as much of this comic as I possibly could, but the author had never finished it at the time, so I kind of just moved on and forgot about it. But recently, I decided
Yeah.
to check back in on the series, and I actually saw that the author had finished it with a proper ending.
Oh,
so
fuck
on a whim,
yeah.
I decided to just revisit it, see if it's good or not, and oh my god, it is way better than I remember it being. Oh, and by the way, when that Bulbasaur dies in the first chapter, yeah, that actually happened on our author's first run. Every single Pokemon death in this comic is canon, and
Well,
it happened
obviously.
in game, meaning that us
Like, you don't need to specify that, big dog. That's so obvious. If somebody is writing a Nuzlocke comic / I don't know, fan fiction or whatever, I'm sure people have written their Nuzlockes on AO3 instead of with comics, I guess, sometimes. Doesn't matter. Obviously, all the deaths need to be things that actually happened. Why would they just fake that shit? Come on, man.
readers have no idea when a Pokemon will leave the team, and if they do end up leaving the
course.
team, it's because the author ended up losing them
'Cause they
in
died,
the Nuzlocke
yeah.
run. This keeps the tension super high throughout the entire series.
That's for all the
So
series.
Buckle up, kiddos. It's going to be a rocky ride. And with that, it's time to talk about
He thinks I'm new to
darkest
this.
Pokemon Nuzlocke comic I've ever read. It's A Hard Life by Q-Lock.
This
After
one is
we see
definitely
Bulbasaur's
more
untimely
gruesome.
Passing,
Jesus.
our protagonist Robin is forced to choose a new starter. So Puck the Squirtle is officially added
Like
to the
Berserk?
team. Puck
This already doesn't
strikes
bode
us
well.
As this lovable turtle who will do anything for Robin, going so
Oh, he
far as to
talks.
call her master when it's not necessary. So Robin walks through the first few routes in Viridian Forest and ends up meeting Jojo the Weedle and 3 Rattatas, Edna, Regina, and Raditz. Yeah, so meeting Jojo the Weedle and
I knew I fucking saw that shit. I was like, okay, because I thought he was, I thought he was, never mind. I thought that was going to be the name of the Rattata. I can't lie. What the fuck? Hey, man, this shit is mad funny. Even though I know it's going to be, like, horribly gruesome, this shit is funny already.
3 Rattatas, Edna, Regina, and Raditz. Yeah, so our author is playing with no dupes clause in this run. Now this means it's possible to have multiple of the same Pokemon, but the author
Yeah.
still takes the time to give each of them a distinct
Of
personality.
course.
Regina is timid and doesn't want to cause any trouble. Raditz is an old, grumpy man who just wants to live in peace, and Edna gets a funny hairdo. Later that night, Gary challenges Robin to a fight, and Raditz immediately calls out to Robin, telling her to stop the battle because something serious could happen. Puck tells him that he's not weak, so the two keep fighting. And
Puck is
Puck's
gonna
doing
get
pretty well, but ends up
fried.
taking a big critical
Yeah.
hit. Raditz sighs, calls him an idiot for fighting because he knew this would happen, and thankfully Puck gets back up, yells back that he's the idiot, and proceeds to manhandle Gary's Pokemon. Unfortunately, there is one more Pokemon in Gary's team that they'll have to face.
Whoa, oh.
Robin is out
What
of
the
potions.
fuck? This is gonna be great. I know it's because they had to reset the run after losing their Bulbasaur, and then they picked Squirtle, so the enemy trainer got Bulbasaur. But how are they gonna work this into the story? That's really interesting. I'm fucking with that. Let's see it.
Then staring down Gary's Bulbasaur. With Puck at low HP, only one thing can happen. Puck, who would have normally received
Sacked.
a killing blow, is saved by Raditz. This
Raditz?
was the first real
This isn't very in character for Raditz. I mean, I guess it is. He was concerned, but I will say that's a pretty strange way to depict. I mean, it's not a strange way to depict a sack, but I will say for the character, it's a little weird to depict a sack like that. I would have sacrificed him myself.
death of the run, and it hits the team hard. The author explains that Puck was at 1 HP after that attack, and he didn't want to use him again against
Also, I think this looks like Comic Fury. That's probably what it's on. I could probably check it right now, honestly.
Bulbasaur. So all 3 Rattatas came together to finish the job, but Raditz didn't make it. After the battle, Edna
Oh,
asks Robin
okay.
if they should kill Gary, but Robin doesn't want to sink to that level. She still has her morals after all. So they choose just to rob him instead. I mean, I guess this kind of explains
Gary
why you get money after a trainer
motherfucking
battle. However, like the real world, this action does not come without consequences. Robin is now a wanted fugitive
What
for
the
assault
fuck?
and armed robbery. Yes, our main protagonist is now an outlaw, forced to run away and look for shelter at Mount Moon. Moon. As you can tell, the author takes a lot of creative liberties with Pokemon's story, adding twists and turns whenever they want. On the walk to Mount Moon, Edna is unfortunately hit.
Okay, I gotta say, if Gary can kill your Pokemon without consequence, and apparently this fucking child just killed your Rattata without consequence, why are you now wanted for robbery? It doesn't matter.
With a critical hit by
Holy
Caterpie,
balls.
leaving Regina as the only Rattata left.
Kill that
Thankfully,
Caterpie.
The rest of the team makes it through, and JoJo even evolves into Kakuna, who Robin uses as a mace. As you know, to progress to Mount
flail?
Moon, you have to fight Brock. So,
Buddy said mace. Buddy, that's a flail. It's not even a flail. What is it? I think it's a flail. Yeah, buddy talking about a mace. That's a flail, big dog. Come on, do your research. I'm joking, bro. I'm joking.
Robin uses
Whatever.
as a mace. As you know, to progress to Mount Moon, you have to fight Brock. So Robin reluctantly ends up facing him,
challenger.
and Puck is naturally sent out first because
That is an evil ass Geodude. Jesus. Puck is finna fry this fucking gym. If Puck has any semblance of water
a
move.
superior type matchup. He turns around and tells Robin, whatever happens, don't switch me out.
Type shit.
He wants to make up for his carelessness that
Yeah.
constantly wrecks his life. Thankfully, Puck is able to easily handle Brock's Geodude and
Easy
Onix,
Ws.
and the team makes it through. On the way to Mount Moon, Robin fights a bunch of those youngster trainers, and Dojo ends up evolving into a Beedrill. The team decides to call it there and camps for the night. Now, quick side note, these moments are some of my favorite in this series. Every night when they camp, it
Again, shut up and let me finish.
gives a moment for the Pokemon to talk to each other like characters. Yes, this series has tense fights that get brutal, but these chill
Hey, Regina, see, no one got hurt today. Still believe we won't make it? I never said that.
points
Okay.
allow our cast to form
Alright.
connections that they otherwise wouldn't be able to. Around the campfire, Puck bravely proclaims that there's
reason
nothing to
to
worry
believe we
about
won't
now
make
that the
it.
team is strong.
Bro,
JoJo's
Puck really
evolved.
is Puck. No,
just defeated the gym.
yes, Berserk. Puck is Puck Berserk. That's my guy. I'm fucking with him. He better not turn into a chestnut. Just look at her. Who would dare to pick a fight with that? Anybody with a rock move.
Leader, and Regina will
Or a fire move. Or a flying move. Or a psychic move. I think it's still super effective. Beedrill gets fucking fried, bro. Okay, look at you talking all this smack. How can this Beedrill bad as fuck? Let me calm down. You should learn how to use Hyper Fang soon.
probably learn Hyper Fang soon. Brad has died because I was careless.
Yeah.
I've learned my lesson, and I won't let it happen again, Puck says as they drift to sleep. The next day,
fucking
the
with
team fights
Puck.
more youngster trainers. Regina, although usually shy, asks to battle. She wants to keep up with the team and learn Hyper Fang soon, so the fight starts with her leading. Regina
She's finna
hits the
die.
Ekans with a quick attack, but the enemy Ekans uses the
Yeah.
move Wrap, and suddenly Regina is stuck. Summoning her strength, she says, "This is nothing. I will definitely
Okay.
take care of."
Yeah. I knew she was gonna die. I didn't expect it to be like that. Oh my god. Why did... Holy Skadoodle, bro.
The
Jeez.
normally calm JoJo rushes to Ekans, cutting and slashing until the only thing left on the ground other than blood and guts is its head. The team mourns her and cries until he can't anymore.
Oh my god! Look at Puck, bro! Holy shit! Puck, no, dude! Everything's gonna be fine, man.
Bury her. This is by far
Holy
the goriest this series ever gets, and is a brutal reminder that the world our protagonists live in is unforgiving. And we haven't even reached the
I should just say only the good die young? No one but you. Only the good die young. Jesus! Poetry? Is Shakespeare really dead? Good God.
Living is unforgiving. And we haven't even reached the second gym yet.
It's
Near
really
Mount
early.
Moon, Robin catches a sassy Nidoran named Kogito.
Like hell I
Kogito.
would.
Inside Mount Moon, Kogito and Puck
Kogito.
evolve, making the team even stronger.
Yeah, it's definitely Cogito, because, what was it? Cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am.
And after beating up
Damn, why is this thing so fucking rude? Try throwing me around now, bitch!
Kogito and Puck evolve, making the team even
go,
stronger.
Puck.
And after beating up all the rocket grunts in Mount Moon, they end up leaving the cave.
let's
They
go.
later meet a timid Sandshrew named Kato and add him to the team as well. Meanwhile, there's a lot of tension.
If you had not tried to abandon Master, nothing of that... Hold on, let me do a voice.
If you had not tried to abandon Master, nothing of that would have even happened.
I don't blame you for wanting freedom. It's the right of all sentient beings.
Between Puck and Kogito,
I'm gonna punch you for this.
Oh yeah, bring it.
mainly because Puck is annoyed at just how laid back Kogito is. I love how the author is almost referencing the same moments that happened with Puck and Radis here. Puck and Kogito squabbling leads to Kato to kind of feel isolated, but as the calm mentor figure of the party, Jojo comforts him, saying that if he ever wants to leave, he totally can. But Kato
That's just not true. I'm sorry, Jojo. Jojo, you're my favorite character so far, but I gotta say, Jojo, that's a lie. That is a lie. He cannot leave. He is not allowed to leave. Okay? He tries to leave. We're putting him back in the ball. He has to stay. We're going to become the champion, and he's going to come with.
expresses his feeling to stay with the team, and that's the beginning of my favorite dynamic
but of
in
course.
this whole series.
Welcome
As
to the
cute as
team.
Kato is, being a shy little Sandshrew doesn't serve the team any real purpose. So Kato steps up and starts
God, fucking look at Kagito, bro. This is the most fucking despicable creature I've ever seen.
to train. His first battle goes not very well.
Holy fuck.
Kato is a coward and can't seem to muster the courage
Bitch
to
made.
train. And I feel like this fear of Kato training is almost a metaphor for Robin, or looking more into it, the author's fear of training her Pokemon.
Because
Anytime
they
in
could
the
die.
story she tries to level up her team so far, someone ends up dying on the team unexpectedly. And the author does a great job of displaying that same
I'm gonna have to
fear
watch my
within
streams
Kato.
back
Although
to
this
see,
is all
like,
my own speculation,
how I feel
so
about some
take
of
what
this
I'm saying
stuff.
with a grain of salt.
Just
Anyway,
to like figure out how I personally was, to see if I could like project that onto some of the characters, aka the Pokemon.
let's not let this distract you from the fact that Robin is still a literal criminal. So while she's hiding from the police, Gary stumbles on her and starts a fight. Jojo asks for permission to take the fight and tells Kato, "I know it can be scary to be in a fight. It's okay. It's only natural, but don't let it consume you."
She's so tough! Oh my god! Yeah, she's so tough. Look at the stance. Look at the aura.
Extra energy and strike, Jojo says as she hits crit after crit on Gary's Bulbasaur. Her actions give Kato a little courage, allowing him to hit a few scratches on
bitch.
Gary's Abra, and after he loses the fight and runs away, Gary snitches on
Smell
Robin
ya
to
in
the police,
prison.
who end up chasing her until she escapes. Robin later runs
gun
into
at
the
her?
same Team Rocket Grunt that she had met in Mount Moon earlier. He tries to convince Robin to join her because she's also an outlaw, but all Robin does is look at her Pokemon, and Vegito knows what to do. The man
bitch.
drowns while his screams echo throughout the forest, and Robin just keeps walking.
That's the first murder. That's the first murder of the run. Oh my god. How many bodies is Robin gonna stack up by the end of this? I hope she gets at least 30. That's fucked up. That's an unrealistic number too. I'm banking on 10. Let's go 10.
Wandering aimlessly, the team adds a few new members, Swan the Bellsprout and Nikon the Weedle, who leads them to a safe house that they can actually stay in for a bit. The safe house seems to have a random Clefairy who says something about Bill, but they kill him and just end up settling into the house, even though they're completely safe.
What? They just fucking murder the fuck out of Bill. He's just talking about some. Please,
Bill, but they
just
kill him
fucking
and
kill him.
just end up settling into
Oh my
the house,
god.
even though they're completely safe. Robin can't stop thinking about that Team
killed
Rocket
a man,
Grunt, how
I
she
know.
drowned them with no remorse.
It's crazy.
But her Pokemon convince her that it's okay.
You told me he was a bad man, and we just fought him the same way you fight other. This is getting
killed plenty of Pokemon along the way. What's a Team Rocket grunt? This is another really twisted aspect of the story that makes it so fascinating to read. Robin is very clearly a young child, and she's obviously easily influenced by the people and Pokemon around her, for better or for worse.
This is fucking
Unfortunately,
crazy.
the police
We are lessening the value of human life in our mind to become less affected by the deaths that we cause. I say we. I don't mean we. I mean them. They are doing that. I don't do that, okay?
find her safe house. And is that Misty with the police? Yes, even how and where the author meets and fights every gym leader is completely
different
changed for
because
the sake of the
cops.
story. In this series, Misty is actively working with the police force to take down criminal threats, which honestly kind of fits with what gym leaders should be doing anyway. So
Yeah.
while Robin tries to escape, Misty uses her water Pokemon to attempt to
go.
surround
Big
and
1v1.
neutralize Robin. And as much as I want to go over this battle, I don't want to go over every single plot detail in this comic, just in case you want to read it for yourself after
Fair
this
enough,
video.
man.
Long
Fair
story
enough,
short,
man.
though, Nick on the sick Weedle sacrifices himself to let them escape. With nowhere else to go, the team tries to get to Vermilion City
fucked
and
up.
hopefully board the SS Anne and flee to Hoenn. With no time to mourn Nikon
Flee
and
to
forced
Hoenn?
to just keep moving, Kato asks Jojo, "Are you alright? The worst kind of death, the one really worth mourning, is the one that comes too early or too slow. We bugs already have a short lifespan." Kato looks down, frightened
Nicken would never have survived until the end of summer. How long are you gonna live?
of what Jojo just explained to him. Don't worry, you're not a bug. You have a long life in front of you. But Kato very clearly takes this to heart, realizing that he has to get stronger to protect the people that he cares about. So after a ton of
And also,
training-
like, come on, man. That's like this is your mom, big dog. This is your mom, big dog. You is basically your mom now. The way that she's taking care of you. Let me say this, man. You need to lock up, twin. You need to keep your mom. This is your mom, bro. Alive for as long as possible. She just explained to you that she has a very short lifespan. You gotta live, bro. It's not looking at you funny. Fucking kill it.
Kato eventually gets stronger and stronger. Ultimately, he
Go.
ends up learning the move Dig to suit his very timid style of fighting. I mean, look, he's literally dragging that Magnemite into the ground to beat him up. Along the way, they meet a cool Spearow named Bim, and
Sup,
the
Bim?
team runs into a strong Fire-type trainer. Kato is naturally sent out for the Ground-type matchup, and it's going really well until he's hit with a massive critical.
He'll be fine. He'll be
Jojo
fine.
tries to step in and save Kato, but
No, no, no,
can't do
not
the
you.
flames. Puck, remembering everything that has happened to
Yeah.
him, sees red and starts tearing into the Growlithe.
That's what we need. Jesus
From
fucking
the face
Christ,
red and
Puck!
starts tearing into the Growlithe.
I think Puck is on a dangerous arc. I'm not gonna lie, man. Puck is on a very dangerous
Puck
path
keeps
right
promising
now.
to protect his friends, but keeps failing them. But thankfully, Kato is okay. He's just barely hanging on. The fears that the author had about training Kato, that he would faint if pressed too hard, almost manifested themselves right here. She explains that she'd been grinding Kato against Magnemites for a while and had no issue and thought that the Fire-type trainer would be a cakewalk, but they greatly underestimated the ability that Growlithe gets, Intimidate. This drops
Yeah.
a Pokemon's attack stat, meaning that Kato was doing less damage than he normally would have. And honestly, while reading this chapter, I
You always
was just
have to account
stressed
for
out.
Intimidate,
I'm just
man.
glad that Kato made it through. Later that night, Jojo apologized to Kato for not being able to save him, but I'm okay.
Listen, that's fine.
When Growlithe had me, I really thought I was going to die, but then I heard Robin's voice, yours too. And for a moment, I wasn't so afraid anymore.
You were still finna
After
die.
what you did, how can I do any less? And this is what solidified Kato as my favorite character in the entire comic. I mean, he's just a scared little ground armadillo who learns to defend himself
This is
even
very
if he's
well written.
terrified. His
Can't even
motivation
lie,
to
he's
help his
gas.
friends is exponentially stronger than his fear of dying. The next day, Robin and her team are able to get to the SS.
That's some of that true bravery. That's some of that Usopp bravery. You know what I mean? That's some of that bravery where you're so afraid. You're so scared, but you're still gonna go out there and box with the real ones, the real dogs. The people with all the fucking strength that you don't have, all the confidence that you don't have in yourself to win this fight. And you're still gonna go out there and you're fuck it, man. You're gonna try. You can most certainly try. probably won't win, just like Kato
As
did.
usual,
You can
when you
most
get
certainly
on the
try.
sand in fire red and leaf green, Gary shows up to fight you. Kojito evolves again, making her by far the strongest on the team.
Yep.
And if you're wondering, yes, Robin does end Gary's Raticate here, referencing the creepypasta that you caused
It's a
Raticate's
classic.
death. After Gary loses, he tells her that yet another criminal charge has been added to her criminal record. Attempted murder. Yeah,
What?
she almost killed the famous Pokemon scientist
Oh,
Bill
Bill,
back at that
yeah.
safe house. So Gary tells everybody on the boat of Robin and her criminal history, including the huge bounty on her head. And now everyone.
How big is the bounty nowadays,
Pokemon
bro?
scientist record. Bill attempted
20K? That's nothing,
murder.
dog.
Yeah, she almost killed the famous Pokemon scientist Bill back at that safe house.
20K
Gary tells
Poke?
everybody
How
on
much
the
can you-
boat of Robin and her criminal
How much can
history,
you get for
including
20K
the
Poke?
huge bounty on her head. And now
It's like 1,000
everyone on the boat is looking
Pokeballs.
to battle her. It is such a cool way of twisting the battles that you have on the SSN into something that kind of makes sense
Yeah.
for what is happening in the story. While battling trainers left and right, she ends up causing massive damage
Killing
to
a
the boat. But
bunch
she's
of
able to make it
fucking
to the
people,
bridge of the
apparently.
ship, and just before leaving, turns on the boat's engine to create chaos and allow her to escape. As
Jesus.
Jojo carries Robin and flies away, she looks back and notices something heading towards them. It turns out to be Lieutenant Surge, who is
yeah.
using Reflect to run in midair.
That's
Not gonna lie,
sick.
this is super sick. Lieutenant Surge.
That's some shit that would happen in the fucking manga, bro. This is the type of shit they be doing in the Pokemon manga, by the way. This isn't even like entirely ridiculous, I'll be honest.
Robin using Thunder Wave on her and Jojo. He's able to take her Pokemon at the dock, leaving her defenseless. But Surge doesn't have any desire to capture or even harm Robin. While everyone is calling her an outlaw, a criminal, or even a terrorist, Lieutenant Surge understands that at the end of the day, she's just a kid that's way out of her depth. He tries to reason with her. If I wanted to put you in prison, you'd be there ages ago.
Type shit.
But I'd rather make a deal with you. I'll pretend you got away on one condition.
What's up,
Look,
Surge?
kid, just go home. Pokemon aren't toys. The way you use them, you're hurting a lot of people. Do you realize that? But then suddenly,
Dog!
Surge
I want to say, it's kind of hypocritical of this series because Gary just fucking keeps going around murdering shit. Like, the reason this shit started with Gary murdering somebody's Pokemon. Somebody isn't the main characters. I guess Pokemon murder isn't illegal, you know, because Robin was killing people's Pokemon and she wasn't like, they didn't even get like that upset at her. They didn't prosecute her in any way. It didn't get added to her list of charges. So I guess only human murder and assault is a charge. But that's just fucked up, man. That's insane.
quickly snatches Robin Pokemon and says, "Just run." While they run away from the oncoming boat, Robin turns around and tackles Surge, knocking him out.
What the fuck?
The boat crashes into the port, and after the tackle, Robin tries to grab all of the Pokeballs while escaping the debris. While picking up her Pokemon, Surge's Raichu stops her. Not another move.
Yeah, what
Robin
the
needs her
fuck?
Pokemon back, and with only one Pokeball in her hand, she sends out Kanto. "I just want my friends back." Ha! After all you've done, you think you deserve to have them back? Do you think you deserve friends at all?
Whoa,
Kanto
Raichu,
immediately
chill.
digs under and tries to grab Pikachu, but Raichu is waiting for the attack and kicks him to the wall.
Okay, I do want to say, I don't think I noticed Lieutenant Surge taking her Pokeballs, but I will also say, what a crazy thing to do. Y'all are running from an oncoming boat, smashing through the pier and buildings and shit, and you're gonna he's gonna die. That boat is going to hit him, bro. Oh my days. Listen, I know Robin's morality is very in the shitter right now, but like, holy fuck.
Raichu takes out his knife to finish the job, but suddenly, Kanto evolves and cuts Raichu's only remaining eye, leaving him blind. As Raichu screams in pain, Kanto looks down at his blood-stained claws. He realizes what he's just done. With a disgusted look,
Is
Surge
Raichu a
tells him to
roadman?
leave.
What in the goddamn?
After the fight with Lieutenant Surge, Robin and her team decide to flee from civilization altogether,
Might
opting
as well.
to just live in the mountains, away from any human contact instead. Even so, Jojo and Kato keep up their intense training. Do we still have to do this? You said you were sure. Why do you doubt it now?
Why do you?
I know what I said, but
Don't you want to
when
be
I try
strong, Kato?
sleep, It all comes back to me. You're so
Fuck.
kind, Kato. Perhaps too kind. No one will force you to fight, but one day, everyone might have to rely on you again.
Mm-hmm.
But you can do it. You can get through it because you're strong.
Because you
We
are
must all be
the
strong,
strongest.
Jojo says as she
God.
tirelessly trains throughout the night.
Let's go.
As nice as living in nature, secluded from the rest of the world is, Swan and Jojo reveal that as a plant and bug respectively, they can't deal with the colder temperatures, so
Yeah.
they ask to leave the party. But of course, Robin objects and says that if they're gonna go, the entire party is going with them. So
I
they
guess,
arrive
Robin.
in Celadon City. Here, Robin meets the gym leader Erica and fights her and wins pretty easily. With
Whoa,
Here,
what
Robin
does it
meets
say?
The gym
You're
leader.
going, you dirty swine. You will pay for your action. Yeah, she's gonna get washed. Robin's team is pretty well made to beat Erica.
Erica and fights her and wins.
What a beauty. Exactly. Give me 5 seconds. Like, come on. What is Weepin' Bell talking about, bro?
Pretty easily with Bim the Firo basically soloing all of her Pokemon.
As
Once in the
expected.
city, the team splits up. Kogito and Puck roam around and end up finding Team Rocket Grunt's stealing Pokemon. In the meantime, we're all introduced to an Eevee named Zager, who
Zager.
is renowned for being the cutest of them all.
Kanto
Your cheeks are
Master.
so squishy I could squeeze you forever. One day I will kill you. Zager's
Yeah, I knew
friend seems
Zager
to
was gonna be
a
like-
woman who we later see
I knew Zager was gonna have something to him, bro. There's no way they make something cute like that and don't be like, yeah, no, this thing's...
you forever.
There's something
One
going
day
on.
I will kill you. Zager's trainer
I thought he would
seems to
either,
be a
like,
wealthy
hate-
woman who we later see dining with Giovanni.
Whoa.
Clearly something
I thought Zager would, like, hate his life, or... I didn't really think maybe he would be, murderous, but I thought he would hate his life.
suspicious is going down in Celadon City. Anyway, we see Kojito beating the crap out of all the Team Rocket grunts, but Puck yells at Kojito telling her that they're gonna get into trouble again. Kojito basically tells him to F off and then goes further into the rocket base.
What the fuck?
I really love this Raphael and Leonardo-esque dynamic these two have, where Kojito's just like the really aggressive one with anger issues and Puck is the more responsible, leader type. Puck runs back to Robin to meet up with
That was
her
a good
and
way to put
tells
it.
her what happened because of course he does. And of course, the team will not leave.
What do you mean,
Kojito
of course he
alone,
does?
so they
Why
have to
wouldn't
help
he?
her. Meanwhile, Kojito has been releasing all of the captured Pokemon, causing a stampede in the restaurant above. And she's about to keep going until she finds that one room with the arrows. Remember this room in the Team Rocket hideout? God, I
course.
hated this. Anyway, Giovanni suddenly finds Kojito in this room, and the
Don't get your fucking Nidoqueen killed at Giovanni. I swear to God. At Giovanni 1, you're gonna get your fucking Nidoqueen killed? This is just a fucking Nuzlocke critique at this point, not even about the comic.
showdown begins.
Especially in an item
Slicks and
Nuzlocke?
slashes at Giovanni, only for him to duck and weave her hits like he's Mike Tyson.
He
in
thinks
a
he's
fight.
manga
He
Giovanni,
calls for
bro.
Onyx to
I did
kill
all that in 1 second. Ask
Now
Giovanni.
just shot Kojito. Well done. Now kill her. But Robin arrives just in time
Thank
to see Kojito
God,
being wrapped
bro.
by Onyx. Puck, immediately remembering Regina and what happened to her, runs
Stole
towards Onyx,
Puck?
but he's
If-
sent back.
no.
Robin sends out Swan and throws a leaf stone into his mouth, making him evolve. The newly evolved Swan destroys Giovanni's Onyx and Rhyhorn, and then apprehends him. What should we do with him? Kill him! Kojito yells at him.
Kill
"Do you
him!"
really want to become a murderer? I think
I already am, yeah.
Giovanni, surprised at Robin's response and determination, realized that he can't talk his way out of this and kicks a Pokeball out to send out Kangaskhan.
He really thinks he's manga Giovanni, bro. I made sure to keep one Pokeball on me, or whatever the fuck. Have y'all seen the Giovanni versus Red fight in the manga? That shit is fucking crazy. Also, I will say, thank God she didn't get her fucking Nidoqueen. I'm saying fucking too much, bro. I gotta stop talking about the big F word. The big F word. I gotta stop cussing, man. It's really hard for me, I've always been an abrasive type of guy. I have to stop cussing. But I'm really glad she didn't get her Nidoqueen killed at the Giovanni fight, especially the first Giovanni fight. Especially in a Nuzlocke where you're likely playing on Switch mode, 1, and 2, you have items. I play my Nuzlocks on set, no items. If you are doing a Nuzlocke, switch items, and you lose a Nido to the first Giovanni fight, put the game down, bro. It's insane.
Immediately, Kangaskhan slams Swan, but Swan uses sleep powder, putting Kangaskhan to sleep. This
Big.
gives time for Jojo to come in and hit a big break. Not too shabby, but let me give you a tip.
Okay.
Call off your Beedrill. You just say that because you don't want to lose.
No, please!
Types. They grow so fast and evolve early. But in the end, They can never keep up.
No.
Kangaskhan slams Jojo into
Oh,
the ground.
please!
Giovanni grabs Robin's hand so she can't call back Jojo into her Pokeball. Kangaskhan rips Jojo's wings from her body. Now you can fill her spot with something that's strong. See it as a favor. Kangaskhan punches Jojo and sends her flying to the wall. Kato is enraged and immediately goes to hit Kangaskhan but can't do anything. Any last words? Giovanni asks as he gets ready to kill Robin, but then
Holy
suddenly we hear a voice. Don't you ever touch my friends!
Let's fucking go!
Arrows in the rocket base propels herself and stabs Kangaskhan
Let's
in the throat.
go.
Wait, is that... Jojo uses Hyper Beam, finishing off Kangaskhan,
Holy
and the team is saved
fuck,
thanks to
dude.
her efforts. Man, this was such an epic fight with an amazing climax. Apparently, the author had bought the TM for Hyper Beam in a Celadon store and taught it to Jojo before the battle. And according to the author, the battle was a lot less dramatic. Jojo was only really in the yellows and was actually able to two-hit KO Kangaskhan.
Thank
I think
God,
turning this battle
bro.
into a defining moment for Jojo and giving her a permanent disability is...
I'm so glad it was super dramatized, because if you actually were to tell me that you almost lost Nidoqueen to the first Giovanni, I would be pissed. I know I was pissed earlier, but I'm glad it was explained to me that they didn't actually do that. However, I was actually scared for Jojo, I will say. I thought that Beedrill was fucking dead. This is around the time where I expect a Beedrill to die, you know?
A really cool bit of storytelling. I mean, it's not cool that she's a disability. It just anyway.
Yeah,
Having
it's
defeated
really cool.
Giovanni, Kato digs a hole for them to escape from, and after escaping into the sewers, the team decides to rest up. Later that night,
God,
an
she's
Eevee
still my
shows
favorite
up,
character.
asking to join the team.
I can be strong too. Can you train me, please? Yeah.
Kuchito immediately is against it because this Eevee looks like it would be useless. It's just
You disgust me? Bro, Kogito be pissing me off, bro. Holy fuck, dog. Kogito, you need to chill the fuck out, gang. You talking about some... You
cute Pokemon,
disgust
but he seems
me.
eager to join and start battling.
Oh, I found you. I saw your fight with Giovanni and it was so cool. I actually really like him.
Right away. He was so impressed by watching Robin's skills against Giovanni that he wants to join the team.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Reluctantly, Robin takes in
He's gonna die, huh? Hey, thank you. And then I take back what I said about the video. She's totally cool. I saw that bead thing. That is so cool. Can you do that too? Can you? Jesus. Yeah,
Meanwhile, we get a
he's
glimpse into
so
what the police are
dead.
doing to track down Robin. Remember, she could be heading this way, so be sure to inspect everyone who tries to get through. If you find her, engage in combat and keep her busy until
That's an
backup
interesting way to
arrives.
use the
Then suddenly,
Snorlax.
A Pidgey scout arrives saying that he saw Robin passing through. Anyway, Robin and the team suddenly hear a crack in the woods. Robin, you are under arrest. Pluto the Snorlax yells at her as he towers over them. Robin, wasting no time, tells Puck.
That
to
is a
attack.
very interesting
Pluto
way to
opens
use
his mouth
Snorlax.
and
Instead of
spits
having it
back
just
all
be a
the water
basic
back
obstacle,
at
it's like
him.
it's a
Kuchito,
police
the strongest
Snorlax.
Pokemon in
That's
Robin's
sick.
team, steps up to attack Pluto and gets whacked by a tree pole.
Eat that
But
shit.
That doesn't phase her. She's faced
Ugh.
other strong Pokemon. Kuchito and Pluto throw punches at each other, but they seem to be evenly matched. Thankfully, Swan comes in from behind to hold the Snorlax still, and Kuchito gets some big hits on him.
Bitch.
He ends up
Bitch.
tumbling down the cliff, and Kuchito hits a nasty rock slide on the falling Snorlax.
I'm guessing she didn't
Author
catch
makes
the
these
Snorlax.
Pokemon moves feel like they fit in the actual environment instead of just having, rocks come out of nowhere. Anyway, after a job well done, the team moves on, but suddenly a flying rock comes out of nowhere. Pluto jumps from the chasm, and to their horror, the team realized that the Snorlax was without a scratch. Attack! Robin yells as each team member
This shit did not happen.
that time, only to be
Okay.
stopped and sent flying. Pluto the Snorlax is on another level to any other Pokemon they've faced so far. But thankfully, Swan is able to get a stun spore off. Due to the paralysis,
shit did
Kuchito gets a
not
few
happen.
hits, and Pluto looks to be dead.
Oh my
but that's when
God.
it happens.
Yeah.
Then suddenly, the team realizes that the Snorlax
Rest
can
and snore.
gaining all of its health back. The battle was long and tough, and every time they thought the enemy was down, I'm getting tired, but we can't give up. Puck is sent flying upwards.
There's
only for
no way
Swan
you were
to
getting
follow
done
and
this
slam
bad
him
by
back to the ground.
Snorlax.
Jojo watched as his teammates keep fighting.
This is the most
Realize-
dramatized
Wait,
ever.
I have an idea. There's no telling how many times he can recover. I can take him out quickly with a Brick Break, but I need your help.
No, you
Bim carries
can't.
Jojo up high, and while Pluto is busy
Brick Break is a buns move. Actually, wait, no, that's Rock Smash. That's Rock Smash. Never mind. Brick Break is a good move. I was confusing the two. I was gonna be like with a Brick Break, but no, with a Brick Break. Yes. You gave Brick Break to Beedrill? What the fuck?
On Kojito,
What are
Swan,
we
and
doing,
Kanto,
man?
he's hit too much and starts to rest. Now,
Get his
Jojo let go by Bim like some sort of rocket.
Holy
Hurls towards Pluto
fuck.
and hits him with a super effective brick break. But
Oh,
it doesn't
yeah.
work. Why aren't you doing anything? Sager asks Robin. You need to come up with a cool strategy. Are you even watching the battle? With no direction, the team tries Jojo.
I'm healing everyone. Yeah, this is me on Rivals, actually. I was gonna say my teammates on Rivals. I'm the one who plays support.
The team tries Jojo's plan again. This time, Kojito keeps him busy. Swan sleep powders in, and Jojo tries to get another brick break in. But Pluto isn't asleep. He instead headbutts the incoming Beedrill and smashes her into the ground. I'm so sorry. My vines were not enough.
You're not gonna die
He
here, right?
also slams Swan into the cliffside with so much strength that it causes a huge landslide. Robin, Zager, and Bim
left
are
him
barely
on to
able get out,
lax?
but all the other party members are caught inside the landslide. Get me down! Robin yells as she runs to the debris to rescue her Pokemon.
No
But the only Pokemon
way.
that comes out is the Snorlax. No. At this point, she's not the cold-hearted criminal or murderer that people think she is. She's just a kid, trying to keep her friends alive. You've not won yet. Bim yells as he uses the move Leer to lower Pluto's defenses.
Okay.
The Snorlax tries to keep hitting Bim with rocks, but Bim is determined to keep leering.
You're
and lowering
leering
his
up
defenses.
Lax?
A strong aerial ace hits the Snorlax, giving him some confidence until
Alright,
Pluto
alright.
grabs him, chokes him, and slams him to the ground as well. Kato emerges from the rubble, scratching and slashing his.
Thank God Kato lived, by the way. I just want to say, bro. I think, personally, the only characters in this that I'm, like, that I like a lot. Obviously, I'm invested in pretty much all of them. But the only ones that I really liked are that much was Jojo, Kato, and Puck. I'll be honest. I did not care for Kogito that much. She was fun. She was definitely cool. Very well written. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't read it. There's definitely a lot that's being skipped over here. But from what I understand, she was pretty cool. But nothing too crazy, at least in my perspective. Those three are the only ones that have really gotten focused enough in this video that I would be upset if they died. And all three of them seem to have died right there. So you know,
As much as he can, only for Pluto to hit him, slamming him around.
holy balls.
About to finish Kato, a great ball is thrown at his back.
I noticed because he kept calling the
It's just
fucking
called
Snorlax Pluto, so it was like,
Searching through the rubble,
gotta catch
Robin
it.
finds Kato and Bim and heals them up. Kojito emerges from the rubble, but realizes that Puck, Swan, and
lived?
Jojo are still inside. Searching through the mountainside, they find Puck, still alive.
Let's
He's
go!
Drawn in his shell. They carry him away to heal him, and Kojito keeps looking until...
Oh.
Kojito, why are you stopping?
It's
Said,
over.
No. Kojito, don't joke about that. I'm not joking. Let me see. Kojito smacks Robin away. You better not. No, stop it. Kojito refuses to let Robin see Swan and Jojo's bodies. Swan, who got them out of deep trouble multiple times, and Jojo, who's been there from the beginning. Both of them
Jojo.
gone now forever. But there's no time to rest, because Pluto
Dude.
did exactly what he wanted to do.
I'm pissed. That was I'm pissed, bro. I'm pissed. That's upsetting. After that whole big moment she got and that whole like crazy shit that happened, she dies in the immediate next big fight. It's sad, man. It's really sad. I do maintain what I said at the beginning, though. Jojo was bad. That is the baddest Beedrill I've ever seen. Anyway.
Delay them until the rest of the police show up. Swarms of police officers raid the forest, searching for the wanted terrorists. But there's too many officers, and they've surrounded Robin to a cliff. Realizing there's nowhere else to go, she asks Puck, "Can you swim?" Sure,
Obviously.
swimming is faster than rocking, but I can't carry you, man.
But, like, I do want to say, how is Robin a terrorist, bro? Actually, wait, no, the boat thing. Yeah, Robin's a super fucking terrorist.
Sure, that's alright. Robin says as she loads up all the Pokeballs on Puck. Robin picks him up and throws Puck into the sea.
Holy
The police
fuck.
capture Robin. The author had a lot of words to say about this Snorlax fight, because it truly was one of the toughest they had faced. This wild Snorlax still stands out as one of the toughest Nuzlocke battles I've ever had, and the one that showed me what
Every single
Nuzlocke
team member
really
in
meant.
it, the
Used
Swan
every single
does
team
pretty
member
much
in it,
nothing.
though
It's
Swan's and
damage
Puck's attack
done to all
did
of them.
pretty much nothing. The spam of rest
Jesus,
undid any
man.
damage done over and over, and that
Hey.
cliff crashing down sums up what happened rather well. At this point, the battle had gone on for so long. Snorlax was using Struggle, so I thought
All it,
I
like-
could just try and catch it.
Struggle? It lasted that long? Dude. Listen, I was about to say, all Nuzlocks are to have like a good Nuzlocke to be, not get fucked. All you need is good preparation. You were clearly not prepared for lax. That is for sure. Oh my god. I bet your team was like, I don't know, like maybe early 30s. Isn't lax like level 40? Something like that, right? If I remember correctly. I think lax is like level 40. I don't know. It's been a really long time since Kanto games, but like, I feel like you were early 30s. You were just too weak for it. Maybe even late 20s, honestly.
So I did. For everyone wondering why I didn't run away from this battle, I have no idea. Maybe I...
Because Snorlax
thought
is
I
a
could run
great
away from
fucking
this
catch.
battle.
Why are we running
Anyways,
from lax?
I didn't touch the game for a week after this.
Yeah,
RIP
fair enough.
Jojo, level 3 to 29. RIP Swan, level 12 to 28.
Yeah, late 20s. That's not great. Hold on, I gotta check. Okay, yeah, I was tweaking. Both of the laxes, both 12 and 16 lax, are both level 30? And your team is getting washed like that? I think that's just a skill issue, man. I don't know what to tell you. That's kind of ridiculous how that fucking happened to you. You need to lock in. I can't even feel bad about that one. That's fucking ridiculous.
At this point, the story diverges even more from the original Fire Red and Leaf Green games. With Robin now gone, the team wanders aimlessly through the snowy mountains and eventually decides to camp for the night. Okay, so I've been thinking, we might not be strong enough to save Robin now, but if we just find some place we can train, I'm sure... Shut up. What?
Oh!
Robin this, Robin that. If it wasn't for her, none of this would have happened. You can't say that. Calm down, Puck. Everyone grieves in their own way. Kato walks
That
away
was,
from the fire.
Kato, that's uncalled for, bro.
Cliffside.
I get it, your
Jojo
mom
gone,
died, bro.
He screams out and cries. Meanwhile, Zager pulls out a Pokeball from his fur and opens it, revealing Pluto.
What's up, Pluto?
Are you letting me go?
Fuck no!
No, you're gonna help me train. I saw how strong you were in the fight. Teach me how to be that strong, and I'll let you go. Now, listen to me. You're not part of them, right? There's no need to be dragged into this. Just put the Pokeball down, and Zager uses the Pokeball to put Pluto back
Exactly.
in.
You better
She has
listen!
complete control over the situation. That's right. I wasn't a part of Robin's team, but now the police got her, and Swan and Jojo are dead. Wait, who's dead? Remember the Beedrill and Victory Bell? You crushed them under a mountain. Pluto realizes what he's done. I didn't know them well, so I don't hate you that much. But the others? Who knows what they'll do if they find you? Oh wait, I do know.
They'll kill you.
But I didn't mean to.
There is no way you didn't mean to, Pluto. You punched a mountain. I get it. They definitely tried to kill you. They fucking threw you off a cliff and then threw rocks on top of you. But holy fuck, dude. You punched a mountain into bits, bro. What do you mean you didn't expect them to die?
Just shattered mountains, and you expected a bug and a plant to survive that. Pluto again hangs his head in shame.
You was trying to kill him,
realizing the
Pluto.
situation,
Let's just be
and
honest,
he
man.
tells Zager that he will help train him. Later that night, the team meets some Nidorans
Hobbs
that
and
help them and
Hobbs.
take them to a safe
Should've been
house.
Hobbs
There's
and
a
Shaw.
nice lady named Lotus inside, and she reveals herself to be the park warden for the safari. She takes care of the team, letting them stay in the park as protected Pokemon for as long as they want.
Aye.
Meanwhile, Zager and Pluto steadily continue their training as well, up in the mountains where no one can find them. But after spending a lot of time together, the two start to form an unlikely bond. Wow,
Expected,
you're good at climbing
honestly.
too. Well, we Snorlax originate from the mountains. We've never been this far away from a city, or so far from any humans. I always thought their cities are what mattered the most, but looking at all this, it feels really small. The two continue their training up in the mountains, and Zager gets smoked by Pluto. Yeah, it literally says smoked. Zager in the mountain.
I do want to say, I haven't mentioned it much because sometimes it looks really like jank, but the art in this is truly beautiful.
And Zager gets smoked by Pluto. Yeah, it literally says smoked. Zager, please.
I love the
I'm fine,
watercolor.
just like all the other times. What's up with those punches? How will I get stronger if you hold back all the time? But if I don't, you
want to die? What are we talking about?
I don't say it, but you promised to help me get stronger, and I'm not getting anywhere like this. Well, there is a time limit to what you can achieve like this. Perhaps if you were to evolve? Excitedly, Zager gets an idea and runs back down to Lotus, asking her for help to evolve. And she pulls out a book of evolutions. This is just like me now, but red. Blah. Who would want to be a leaf?
Fuck you.
Lame.
Bro.
Red. Blah.
Okay, listen, bro. Fuck you. I love grass
Who would want
types.
to be a leaf? Lame.
Fuck you. This shit is awesome. Don't even get on that, bro.
Oh, this one looks cool.
Yeah.
Eevee evolves into Umbreon through a strong bond with its trainer. Oh, yeah, that one's not gonna work. Is there nothing else?
It's gonna evolve into Umbreon through a strong bond with Pluto. That's what's gonna happen.
That's
Trust.
cool. What about this one? Yeah, that should be possible. I even think
Vaporeon.
I have one lying
Or
around.
Jolteon.
Really?
Jolteon, definitely.
Let's get the rest of the team. I want them to see this. I'm glad y'all could come and witness my super
gonna be
duper ultra
Jolteon.
awesome transformation. Here we go. Zager says as he evolves
Yeah.
into a Jolteon. But one thing Zager didn't realize is that when he evolved, his fur wasn't large enough to keep the ball he's been hiding. And the team sees a drop. Let's go for a walk. Kuchito sends out Pluto, ready to
Zager,
confront him.
no.
Wait, you don't have to kill him. He's a good guy. Kuchito immediately hits Pluto in the face, ignoring Zager's comment. Look, he didn't mean to kill them. But again, Kuchito has
Zager, no!
Eventually, even Puck
Pluto!
kills him, but there's something wrong. Pluto isn't fighting back. Puck raises his hand to hit him again, but he can't. So you're letting him go? Revenge is
Hey,
pointless.
W-man's, Puck.
They wouldn't have wanted it. Kato looks down at his claws. Is this what she...
Kato, calm the fuck down, man! I get it. It was a big deal. It was a big deal.
Blinded
But
by rage, Kato charges
come on,
Snorlax,
man.
slashing his face. Pluto, hang in there. Just do that sleeping thing you do. No, I have no right. Kato again
Please do
looks
it,
at his
bro.
claws. This time, they're crimson red with Pluto's blood. Kato, this isn't you. Please.
Okay. This isn't you. Okay, no, it's a serious moment. It's a serious moment.
Understanding the pain he feels, Puck and Kajito join them. They
Okay.
all understand how much
It's
Swan, and
serious,
especially Jojo, meant to Kato. As they surround the Sand Slash, they mourn their friends for the last time. Through some interrogation of Pluto, the party finds out that Robin is being held in an institution for troubled youths, meant to rehabilitate kids back into society. Pluto tries to convince them not to save her because he says that she'll have a better life, but they don't care to listen. With a
on,
plan to get Robin back, the team trains to help her escape. Later that night,
Bro,
though,
Puck,
when
you
everyone
better,
is asleep, Zager sneaks out.
Make a
when Pluto
big
spoke of-
development, please.
There, get out before they notice. But what will you do? Come with me instead. You said you barely know them. You don't have to be dragged into this. You've been a good friend. My place is here. I've made my choice. Now go. Sensing that Zager has no intention of leaving, Pluto dejectedly
Bye,
leaves,
Pluto.
but tells Zager that Robin is most likely in the correction facility in northern Saffron. Because of this, he knows that she'll most likely be forced to do community service in the city, and that'll be her best chance to be rescued by the team. Just
I fuck
what
with
in
Pluto
the
so heavy,
ever-loving
bro.
Fuck were you thinking? Yeah, that's Snorlax. He'll tell them all where we are.
No, he won't, dog. Pluto's a W-man's.
Well, unlike you a lot, I know him. He told me where to find Robin. And with that, Zager convinces the team.
Of course we trust him.
Gave him, because finally the team has a lead on where Robin could actually be. And how do you feel about this, Kato? Does
Listen.
it even matter?
I get it, right? They obviously don't trust him. He did some crazy shit. Not Pluto. What the fuck is his name? I'm gonna call him Zato. Isn't that a character from something else? It doesn't matter. Zato has every reason to trust him. They spent so much fucking time together. You know, it's fine. I understand them not trusting him, but I don't understand. Oh, his name is Zager. Whatever. I understand like them not trusting the information that comes from Pluto. But y'all have been camping with Zager for a hot minute now, dog. Like, y'all should trust what comes out of his mouth at least.
As long as we can save Robin. From here on, whether we stand or fall, we do it together.
Fuck yeah.
And so the arc to save Robin begins.
Oh, this is so cool. I barely want to watch this video now. I kind of want to read this, honestly. After all the Nuzlocke comics I've read, this one is probably going to be
just keep
so
seeing
good,
her
bro.
When it's dark,
Probably going to read it after.
in the corner of my eye, and when everything is quiet, I hear her. Just a whisper,
Yeah?
somewhere behind me, but no one's really there, right?
Poetry.
There it is, Saffron City. Thankfully, the information that Pluto gave was correct. In Saffron City, Robin is busy working community service shifts. We learn that Zager's previous owner was the wife to the CEO of Sylph Co. And since Robin is doing community service in the Sylph Co. building, Zager is primed to get the sensitive information to rescue her. He tells the team that at 10:30 this Tuesday, Team Rocket will take over Sylph Co. If you wish to rescue your master, that would be the ideal time. Yes. To get this information,
Giovanni's telling him this shit?
Zager had to talk to Giovanni. You agreed to work with Team Rocket? With him? After what he did? Well, what was I supposed to have done?
Yeah.
Besides, we could use the help. Silphco is a heavily guarded building, and the team finally has a legitimate plan of getting.
And
in
you
the
know
building.
what?
So all the team has
Fair
to do
enough. I
is
know
wait.
Giovanni like ripped Jojo's wings off, and that was very upsetting. But he honestly didn't cause that much damage to the team overall. I will say I think it's fair to accept his help on
What
this.
am I even doing here? I should just go and mind my own business, Pluto says as he stands guard outside the Silphco building that morning. Can you see her?
Yeah.
No, the windows are too reflective. So much for our grab her and go plan. That might not have been a good idea anyway. At this rate, we'll have a blizzard soon. Excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna be gone for a while. Take some time to get used to all the nice food you've been giving me, so don't come looking for me. Okay, bye. Ladies and gentlemen, if you value your lives, get down on the floor. Panic erupts from outside and inside the building.
It's so weird to me that they keep what's his name? Zager as a pet, even though he's fully capable of human speech and intelligence, and Snorlax literally works a fucking job. I know that's a criticism that can be made with all Nuzlocke comics that make their Pokemon talk. And people are capable of understanding the speech of the Pokemon. And some of them, they have them talk, but only amongst themselves, or they talk, but only certain people can hear them. And that is, a way to firmly justify the ability to understand what the Pokemon are saying and can say, as well as still having them be able to have, deeper characters that you don't need a super good understanding of, art body language and fucking character nuance to understand, because they're still able to speak. But this one, they're just fully able to speak to anyone and everyone, and it's pretty strange. I'll be honest with you. It is very confusing the way that some of these Pokemon are treated. As like Pluto, he has a full job. He is a working citizen. That's a working grown-ass man that just got caught in a Pokeball by a fucking 10-year-old. Sager's a dog that is owned like a dog, but can still speak human words. I just feel like it's so strange,
Vans full of rocket grunts arrive at the building, while some arrive from the sky on Pidgeots. Looks like our cue. Puck and Bim dive into the building, and Puck sends out all of his teammates. It's time to save Robin.
Let's go,
Despite knowing
Puck.
Team Rocket would take over the building, they still have to get through the grunts to find Robin. But suddenly, Kato sees something. Robin, we're here to... Kato was suddenly hit by an electrode. Did you see Robin? Yes, she's down there. Hurry, she's surrounded. Without thinking, Puck or Robin hit by an electrode. Did you see Robin?
Stop pretending, bro. You are eating that shit. You are going to kill that electrode.
Yes, she's down there. Hurry, she's surrounded. Without thinking, Puck runs for Robin.
He's gonna
and sees that
evolve,
she's
huh?
surrounded by Grimers.
He's gonna evolve and blast away.
Puck, I'm sorry it took so long. Now run. I'll cover you, Puck says as he's enveloped.
He's finna
by
blast
the
him.
horde of
Or he's gonna
Grimers and
die.
bugs. But suddenly,
Yeah,
something's
knew it.
glowing, and we see Puck evolve into a Blastoise.
That was-
blasting away
that was
all
probably the
Grimers
most
and
obvious
bugs he was
evolution of
underneath.
the-
Finally, Puck
Of
and
a
Robin
That's probably the most
finally
obvious
united.
plot point of the
The rest of the party
Nuzlocke.
joins the-
Like, that's even more obvious to happen than when fucking, what's her name? Rtatia or whatever. That's a fuck ass name. Regina. That was her name, right? Then when Regina got fucking popped like a balloon. Like, it's even more obvious than that one.
them, and finally, the team is back.
Man,
except for
this is a
Zager.
nice team.
We see him still running around the building, trying to avoid rocket grunts, when he sees someone teleport into the building. The psychic-type gym leader, Sabrina,
Sabrina?
has just arrived with the
I
reinforcements.
expected it
This
to be
place is
Gary.
about to become a war zone, with Robin caught in the middle. Zager keeps running, but stops when he sees someone. Giovanni.
Hey,
what
Gio.
was? Suddenly, someone comes from the other corner.
Koga?
And Giovanni lock eyes. Now that he realizes he's the leader of Team Rocket, they begin to fight, until... Oh, Kato digs down and finds Zager, which causes Kojiro to break a hole in the floor, and now the whole team is in between this fight. Oh, I'm not the one you should be worried about, Giovanni says. That one over there, however, he's with the police. Puck immediately shoots at Koga.
Oh,
They're not
I thought that was him
That
going,
one
huh?
over-
Oh, no, it is him going, huh? Or, yeah, they finna slime
He's
Koga.
with the police. Puck immediately shoots at Koga. They're not letting Robin get caught by the police again. Wait, I know you. The cursed child they call the Bloodbird. And now working with
The
Team Rocket.
Bloodbird?
How sad. Oh yeah, did I mention that Robin has a sick-ass nickname in this region? Bloodbird? Anyway, Koga sends out...
They gave her a whole epithet. What's her bounty now? I guess it would be claimed at this point. I guess the bounty would be either claimed or taken down. I forgot. How did she get... No, she got arrested by the cops. There's no more bounty. And it didn't get claimed either because she got arrested by the cops. But that's crazy. Also, is Giovanni just gonna get away with this? Is he just gonna get away with this? Like he's finna get out of here and still have his job? Or are they gonna kill Koga? Like, how is Koga not going to report Giovanni? He actually might. He probably will. You know what? We'll just see.
Pokemon and the fight commences. Immediately, coughing and wheezing set up a smokescreen while the Grimer and Muck minimize to avoid getting hit. This is by far one of the scummiest things you can do in Pokemon. It just reduces the opponent's accuracy like a lot, but it proves very useful against Kojito, who keeps
Scummiest
missing her
things you
attacks.
could do in
Thankfully,
Pokemon, bro.
Kato spots a Grimer and uses the move Swift,
Come on,
catching
man.
the minimized Grimer. Props to the author for this really interesting inclusion. If you didn't know, Swift is a move that always bypasses accuracy checks,
It's
meaning
not that
even if there's
interesting of an
smokescreen up
inclusion, bro.
or the Grimer minimizes, that move will always hit. But the fight isn't over.
Like it's probably just what actually happened. Like Sandslash probably just does know Swift, and that is how the author won the fight. Like, come on.
You dare to hurt my little brother. Kato goes for another Swift, but Koga quickly shouts Acid Armor. This increases Muck's defense stat. Every time
Aye.
Kato hits a Swift, the Muck uses Acid Armor in response. Not even a scratch. The Muck disappears into the surrounding mud, and then hits Kato with a sludge.
Beautiful
giving a
art, by the
critical
way.
hit,
Holy fuck.
poisoning Kato in the process. If you wish to avoid more bloodshed, you can simply surrender. I only have to keep you here until Sabrina arrives, which shouldn't take too long. A friendly warning though. She's the most feared gym leader in Kanto.
Not
That means
true.
we gotta end this fast, and there's no one here faster than me. Digger
Well,
runs
actually
right
true
into the mud,
in the
trying
OGs.
to find Muck and use Shockwave to paralyze it, but is unfortunately hit with a sludge and takes some massive damage. Zager? Robin helplessly looks
I've never
down
had
at
much
Zager's
trouble with
lifeless
Sabrina.
body. Quick, potions, antidotes. He's alive? Yes,
Oh,
but just...
Zager's dead.
Hey, Kato. I know it can be scary to be in a fight.
He's having fucking traumatic flashbacks, fucking PTSD and shit. I think Zager's dead, man.
And that's okay.
Oh,
It's just
fuck.
normal. But don't let it consume you. Remember, one day
It's gonna
everyone
consume him,
will
bro.
rely on you again. And that day did come for
He's gonna
Kato,
become a
as
killing
he stood in front
machine.
of his friends,
Let's do it.
ready to protect them once again. Back for more. This time I won't be so merciful.
He's gonna
Focus
land a
your
crit,
energy
right? Yeah,
and
focused
strike.
energy,
Muck
crit.
throws an acid armor, but
It's gonna go
Kato
right through the
jumps
acid
over
armor.
Muck. As soon as the Muck realizes what's happened, it's too late.
Yep.
Kato hits a critical hit right on the Muck's back. Happened.
Incredible, by the way.
Kato
Fucking
hit
Demon Slayer over here. appeared behind him, bro. He's doing the Hinokami
a critical
Gagara.
hit right on the Muck's back. I'm not done yet. Muck yells as he spews
I'm
another
not done
sludge.
yet.
Puck, Kojito, Bim, Swan, Zager.
Why is it still a picture of Buck like that, bro? He's a Blastoise now.
Jojo. Kato summons their strength.
Let's do
As he
this.
slashes through the sludge.
Ugh.
Through the muck.
Fuck yeah.
He splits them, slicing it in two.
Fuck
This
yeah.
was my favorite moment in the entire Nuzlocke comic.
He's
The
so tough.
build-up of Jojo as a mentor figure to Kato, teaching him everything he knows.
Oh
This
my
fight as a
God.
last stand to protect his friends and get back Robin. It
This shit
all
is
comes together
immaculate.
perfectly, and Kato is the centerpiece of this climax. It
Kato
takes a
the
master
MC?
storyteller to weave these ideas and emotions across 9 whole years and still make it feel so impactful. Anyway, that's the end of this Koga fight, and the party does end up fighting Sabrina, but do they win? Did they get out? I don't know. I can't tell you that because Kato's story, the story that I wanted to tell, just ended. And it's up to you to go read the comic yourself. If you want to
Look at you, bro. Look at you. That's a good plug. Hey,
see
you're pretty
the
smart,
full
man.
ending.
Holy fuck.
I don't want to take that away from the author. And with that, I'd like to give my overall thoughts
Let's
on
go.
the series as a whole. Basically, like a review analysis, if you want to call it that. As you can already tell, the author has a great knack for storytelling, using
Absolutely.
foreshadowing and callbacks with ease to deliver a satisfying plot. Not only that, the watercolor panels from this comic are simply stunning. It's
Yeah.
nothing like I've seen before on other online comics. I mean, coloring
Incredible.
every panel is hard enough, but watercoloring and then scanning each of them is another level of dedication. The tone of this series is
No
also
wonder it took
perfectly
9
balanced.
years.
It doesn't really take itself too seriously because, you know, at the end of the day, it's still a Pokemon comic, but it manages to incorporate darker themes throughout the impactful moments, and because of that, it makes the comic just stand out way more as it balances on this line of mature and still fun.
Goofy.
Reading the afterword of the comic, We also get a glimpse into the creative process of our author. When I started drawing It's a Hard Life, I did it purely for fun, making up stuff as I drew, not really caring whether or not I would finish it. I had a great time, updates were frequent, and for a while, I started to think that I would be able to take it to the very end. Life had different plans, however. For those who follow this comic since its early years, it's no news that I spent years dealing with depression and anxiety. I don't even remember exactly when my passion for this comic begun to dwindle, but dwindle it did. While I wasn't feeling much for the comic, I didn't want it to end up as a messy rush job. This answers a lot of questions we had and gives us good insight, but I wasn't satisfied with this afterward. I still had some questions about the comic itself, so I decided to DM the author of this.
A lot of stuff within the comic could also be because of their anxiety and the such, you know, a lot of the story decisions maybe. Even though the story decisions are obviously, of course, mainly at their core influenced by what happened during the Nuzlocke. Obviously, all the like big points, what characters live and what characters die, and obviously the sequence of events is all mainly influenced by the Nuzlocke, the gameplay of it. But of course, the factors that influence a lot of the greater story elements probably are, of course, from feelings that the author is feeling in their life at the time.
Comic, and
like any
surprisingly
piece
they
of art.
replied. By the way, this will spoil the rest of the series, so please make sure you have read the entire comic or don't care about spoilers before watching this short Q&A segment that I had with
even if you say a bunch of stuff in the Q&A, I promise you it definitely will not spoil the series entirely. And if this first question spoils the series entirely for me, I will stop watching this video immediately. Okay, I'll just I'll go and read the comic.
I want to ask you how far you ended up getting in the Nuzlocke when you wrote this comic. It seems like you beat Giovanni, as displayed in the final battle, but did you ever end up getting to the Elite Four? Yes, the in-game run was a success, as it went all the way to the Elite Four, Sevi Islands, and finished with Mewtwo. So it seems like there was a lot of content that never really got explored, as I think the comic was actually supposed to go all the way to Mewtwo. When reading, I kept feeling like
Okay, so the comic, where did the comic end? Did it end there? Because I know it didn't end where he stopped. I know it didn't end where he stopped because he said read the rest of it. But didn't? I'm guessing it only made it to after Giovanni with the comic.
From Pokemon almost represented fears or anxieties you had while playing the run. For example, Kato was really timid and scared to train. I was wondering if this reflected your own insecurity that a team member would die while grinding your Pokemon. I wouldn't say that any Pokemon represented my own anxieties in that way. I just wanted to make sure they each had distinct personalities and fears.
Fair enough.
Sometimes the in-game personality value inspired these traits.
Yeah, things like natures, you know, timid and the such. That was pretty obvious to me. When I saw that Kato was, you know, depicted as timid, I notice in a lot of like Nuzlocke comics when I read them that a lot of the times the character traits of the Mons are either completely fabricated by the author just for fun or are influenced by the nature of the Pokemon. Like with, what's his name? Kit Fox Crimson, I think that was his name. He started off with just fabricated, you know, personalities just for fun and stuff. Or wait, no, he didn't. He based personalities on natures the whole way through until what? I think it was the Bennett in Emerald. I think it was until Bennett in Emerald where he was like, man, what nature am I going to, not nature, what personality could I possibly make with an adamant nature, you know? So then he just started like fabricating them from his own personal creativity.
For example, Kato was lonely and Puck was docile.
Okay, lonely. I thought it would be timid. Okay, lonely.
But most of the time, it was improvised and based on what I thought was funny at that particular moment.
Yeah.
It's such a cool detail that they use the in-game natures to inspire parts of each Pokemon traits. I think a lot of their Nuzlocke comics do this, but the way this author did it didn't make it feel too obvious. And personally, I think it worked out amazingly and gave each of them really, really distinct personalities. Another question I had was regarding the use of blood/gore in the comic. I enjoyed the shock value it added to the comic, and I see you mentioned that you originally added it because you thought it would be funny. By the way, this is actually true. That Beedrill and Ekans fight, which was especially brutal, was added for comedic value.
It was pretty funny. Looking at, what's his name? Puck's face while the blood splattered all over his fucking face was pretty, I laughed a little bit, I will say. I felt bad for laughing afterwards, but it was funny.
I was wondering if the same mentality continued throughout the series, or if in later moments, the bloody scenes were meant to make the series more mature. How did you decide to either use or not use blood/gore in your later chapters? Yes, especially in the early comic, a lot of the blood and gore was used for dark comedy. After all, I'm a big fan of gory horror comedy films like Braindead and such, but it was also very over the top, which I thought would take away from the more serious tone the comic took on. If I'd kept on with the ridiculous gore, readers would be more likely to get numb to it, and it wouldn't be as impactful when it mattered. This is a really smart choice, and I think if they continue with the graphic content at that level every single chapter, it might have been too much. Using it sparingly contrasts itself with the rest of the comic, allowing it to really have an impact when it's needed. Relating to the last question, is this why you chose not to show JoJo's or Swan's body after the Pluto fight? I didn't show JoJo's or Swan's body for related reasons. When reading or watching horror, the things we imagine up until the reveal is usually a lot worse than what we get to see on the paper.
Because like sometimes what you imagine inside of there is even more devastating than a artist could even put to paper. You know what I mean?
/screen. Now, I wasn't drawing horror, but the principle can be applied regardless. It's a bit hard to see, but the underside of the rock Kojito lifts is covered in green slime, aka JoJo's blood. So I thought that would be enough to hint at just how gruesome their end was. It also came down to me experimenting a lot with how to tell a story at the time. And had I been aiming for an actual horror, I would have probably shown them. Again, I think it's a pretty good choice to show the gravity of the situation by not having the bodies there. Definitely leaving it up to the imagination made me feel a lot worse about the whole thing. And yeah, that's kind of all I have for this video. If you made it this
Well, I mean, that didn't really spoil anything. I don't know why he said that. I mean, it was... I guess it maybe spoiled that it didn't get as far as I suspected it did, but... that's whatever.
I want to thank you so much for watching all the way through. And again, if you made it this far, check out Clockwork. In the description, you'll find their DeviantArt alongside the comic in case you want to read it for yourself. All of the music is going to be in the description, but I want to give a verbal shout out to all the remixes that I used. So shout out to these YouTubers. And Dash, Gmu.
Hey, Mewmore! I use that guy's music sometimes. Or, well, not really sometimes. I used one of their songs, the Clock Tower remix, a couple of times in some Showdown videos, because Mewmore, Clock Tower remix, and Showdown go together like fucking chocolate and vanilla. Good lord. Peanut butter and chocolate. All that other shit. But this was very useful for me, very interesting. Good to get some inspiration from things that I can relate to, that I've known about. I'm really deep in the scene, you know? Obviously, I'm not drawing a comic, because... I will say, despite the fact that I do draw, obviously, you guys have seen that I draw when I showed off some of my original drawings or, like, parody drawings in my I'm Not Hoodie Dude video, or if you've just been here long enough to see thumbnails where I draw, you know that I do draw. I do it sometimes, but I'm not efficient at drawing, and I'm definitely not as good as I would like to be to make something like a comic, so it will still be entirely written. But I'm glad I got this, you know, this little look, especially the look into the author's, you know, thoughts on how they did the process and this such. And also to know when to stop, because they didn't even go all the way through up to the end. They just stopped at some point. Obviously, my stopping point would be entirely different, because a lot of the story points that I'm going to be working with will be from running jokes from the stream. So obviously the story will be entirely different, especially because it's a randomizer Nuzlocke. So I have to come up with all kinds of bullshit for that as well. But that's probably going to be it for this one. If you like the video, subscribe and all that. I'll probably be subscribing to this guy most definitely. Whatever comes out from him next, I can't wait to see it, man. See ya.